car more consistent. I don't know why everybody got away from that, or I know a lot
think
of guys.
it's because of the dependability of them.
Exactly.
It could be.
And honestly, I would never run something like that on there because what happens when you run into a caution? You run into a long caution like we've seen with Josh and I have seen with Extreme Fire and Rescue where you have a 3 or 4 car incident on track and you're clearing it. It takes 10, 15 pace laps to clear that incident. Your tires cool off, and next thing you know, you were running 6.5 pounds. Now your tires have cooled off, and you're down to, let's say 4. You lose 2.5 pounds of air. What's that going to do to the car? How's it going to affect? I mean, I know when we were adjusting the modified for tire pressure, there was not much adjustment we did. I mean, we were talking tenths of pounds of pressure.
Right.
Yeah.
And I honestly, as a crew chief,
I think
I
a
would
lot of
never
that
put one on a car.
too. A lot of guys now run nitrogen,
Oh,
which that's a big thing.
Always run nitrogen on the asphalt.
And
Always.
If I could have afforded nitrogen to put on the mod, I would have put it. But at the same time, I had things that were more important, like
Reason being,
a really good
for
shock
somebody
package.
listening that doesn't understand that, is nitrogen doesn't expand like oxygen does.
Right. It
Exactly.
stays way more consistent than
E-
oxygen.
right.
Even when you're pumping atmospheric air into a tire, it's 70% nitrogen, but that 30% mixed up of the remaining gases in there, it's not pure nitrogen. That's what's going to cause you a lot of...
O2 expands a lot more than
It does,
nitrogen.
and that's why when we start talking about late models with the double adjustable shocks and the external canisters, they're checking their canister pressure on their shock. They're filling that with nitrogen for that reason.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. It's the racing racing game changes quick. And if you're one of those guys that doesn't change with it, you get left behind.
Yes,
we've
do.
seen some good drivers kind of fall by the wayside because they think what they have works. It does for now. And then the other guys start doing, these double adjustable shocks. I remember the first couple cars I saw at Willamette use those. I thought, oh, man, this changes the
Put
game.
a click or two in or out.
I mean, literally
major,
just
major change.
And change your gas pressure.
Right.
Yeah, and then just, click, 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 as opposed to taking the shock off, getting the spring out, new shock, measuring everything out, putting it all back together, putting the zip ties on it, remounting it. I mean, it took a long time.
Yeah.
Now you walk over, click, click, click. Car's adjusted.
Yep.
But you pay for that, There's guys out there running packages. There's $6,000 for shocks.
Penske shocks.
I mean, well,
We used
there's
to rebuild those up in Portland, and they've got layers of diaphragms in there that I mean, everything has to be put together just right. And then, like you were talking about, loading them with nitrogen, 25 pounds, I think it is, or something like that.
I
But
can't remember. I don't play with
don't.
late model shocks. I do not play with late model shocks because I don't understand them.
But they're a highly sophisticated shock that you set the rebound and the
Exactly.
compression.
compression. Thank
Rebound,
you.
compression, gas pressure.
Oh,
and Corey's
man,
sitting here
is it-
talking about $6,000 in a shock package for a late model.
I mean, that there's guys out there that have even more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6,000's on the low end for a late
Well,
model.
that's what I'm
shock
saying.
package.
That back then you could go buy a shock for $300, and you got $1,200 in an entire set.
You just go to the wrecking yard and buy 4 off.
Yeah. There's guys that we've seen them do that. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've
Well,
heard
when
I've
we
heard
were-
stories about the old school late models where you went down the junkyard, you got a motor out of a junk car, take it home. All you do is pull the cam out, throw your cam in, and go racing.
I have an article, and you'll remember these days, Warren. I have an article at home, a paper, memorabilia I've collected over the years, and it's actually an article on Don Wilson. It's got his Nova parked out in front of a auto parts store, and it's got the wing on it, and they're talking about how, in that article, his wife went to a garage sale, and she's looking at things, and she notices his engine sitting back in his garage. She asked the guy, well, how much you want for that engine? $350 Chevy. He looks at it, and it was all tore apart, just all there in kind of a, shambles. He goes, oh, I'll take $80 for it. She goes home and tells Don. Don comes back to the garage sale, buys it, takes the engine home, builds it, and goes out and wins a track championship with an $80 motor. I mean,
It happens.
that does not happen anymore.
No, it doesn't.
No.
But you might be able to get away with that in street stocks, which takes it back to the most affordable class to run.
I don't know if he could even do it in street stocks today, but
Yeah, every once in a while you get that one motor that just, for some unknown reason, just
you can't
runs
blow it up
like
if you
hell.
try.
Yeah.
Yep, I know those motors. Normally they're stamped 604 and have seals on them.
Well, and that's a valid point, but yeah. Oh man. So another thing we're going to talk about tonight is registration for championship points at Willamette at Cottage Grove and Sunset. Registration is open for the drivers that haven't heard. I don't know if you haven't heard. I don't know how or where you're at, but you can now register for points. Here at the car show, Kat will be here from Willamette with a table set up for drivers that will be here with cars or just coming in to look at the cars. There will be a table for Willamette Speedway drivers to register for points. And if anybody wants to send a representative from Sunset or from Cottage Grove, they're welcome to do that. We'll set a table up for them, and they can get their drivers signed up. For the ones that are going to be here, I know it's kind of a bit of travel, but every little bit helps to get those guys registered before you have to do it at the gate.
Right.
First race of the year and get everybody all hung up. So
Exactly. Do it now, folks. You can, excuse me, so you can get spend time in the pits, shaking the rust off and getting your cars tuned up for
right.
that opening weekend.
Everybody knows standing in line, at the registration gate or at the pay gate sucks.
Isn't there a website where you can register as well?
They can go through Trophy Motorsports for
Right,
Willamette,
right.
Sunset Speedway, Cottage Grove, I believe, has something set up too where you can go in and get a form.
And
But
worst case scenario, call if you're wondering about Cottage Grove and Sunset, get a hold of Nikki
Gamble at Sunset,
or
Heather Boyce at Cottage Grove. You guys, do it now. Save yourself a bunch of time the first couple of weeks of the year instead of standing there waiting for somebody to fill out a piece of paper.
Nah, wait till the last minute.
And to be honest with you, it really does help the tracks too.
It does.
The first race for everyone involved with the track, from the announcers to the pit crews to the drivers
to the pay window,
to the concessions to the fire crew.
Right.
It is a stressful night. So take one last thing off your plate.
I love watching you guys. Oh my God, Josh is just sitting here going, "What are these dudes doing?" What do you think, Josh, when you come in here?
This is the longest I've sit in on one of these, and I don't know about these three guys. It is absolute cheap entertainment to watch these three point fingers and shake at each other.
Well, look at this. It's not just Josh here in the studio. He the whole family was here earlier, but now he's got his oldest son Parker sitting here.
Now this kid,
This guy can ride a dirt bike.
he's fully sponsored racer.
He
How
is.
old are you, Parker?
I'm 12.
He's 12 years old. He's fully sponsored. What size of bike are you on?
KTM 105.
KT 105, yeah. And he doesn't do the flat track stuff. This
No.
kid is, he
Motocross?
needs a helmet. Let's say that.
No?
No, off-road.
Oh.
So he's on trails, dodging trees at high speed and jumping. And
Oh, I hit a park tree once, man. That's no fun.
I've hit them many of times at really high speeds.
that's why you're
Yeah.
so good, because now your shoe size is bigger than your IQ.
Yeah.
I love it. That's awesome.
It
So.
happens. It's great to have them in the studio.
Yeah, always good to have the Harris family here and the products that they bring. Good stuff. So we are coming up on 7 o'clock. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with some news that we need to talk about. That's pretty important to the Northwest itself. We will be right back after a short break in about 4.5 minutes. Crocker's Cars is located on Santiam Highway across the street from Walmart in Lebanon, Oregon. We've been providing the finest pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and RVs since 1983. Crocker's Cars has been in business for 31 years, offering quality used vehicles that meet your needs. With our experience and professionalism and no-hassle buying, customers really do come first here at Crocker's Cars. Crocker's Cars, where quality is the difference. Look us up on the web at crockerscars.com for a full line of inventory, or give us a call at 541-258-2175. 541-258-2175. Does your job, the weather, or your health have you feeling down? Jetstream Aqua Massage is your answer to feeling better. Our hands-free massage will leave you feeling rejuvenated, relaxed, and restored. Our machines will relieve muscle tension and soreness, reduce pain, improve sleep and circulation, decrease muscle spasms, and increase your range of motion. If you suffer from diabetes, you'll be amazed at what our machines will do for your circulation and how it treats neuropathy. Stress, anxiety, depression, and everyday aches and pains are no match for Jetstream Aqua Massage. Our beds will do more for you in 20 minutes than a traditional 1-hour massage. And at only $1 per minute, we'll save you time and money. Find us on Facebook, Jetstream Aqua Massage. It's not just a massage, it's an experience.
Hey, Corey, you want to tell me what we're doing around all these cows?
We're at Stumbling J Livestock, Joel. Did you know that Stumbling J Livestock has been a family-owned business since 2005 and supplies all cattle needs from 300-pound feeders to 1,300-pound animals ready for butcher?
No, I didn't know that.
Did you know Stumbling J Livestock buys any type of livestock year-round and pays competitive prices?
No, I didn't know that either, Corey.
And I bet you didn't know Stumbling J Livestock buys and sells sheep and goats for pasture and meat.
No, I had no idea.
Joel, you don't know a whole bunch about cattle and livestock, do you?
Well, honestly, Corey, not really.
Well, Stumbling J Livestock provides all types of meat from silage-fed, grain-fed, even grass-fed.
Yeah, really?
Stumbling J sells butcher-ready hogs when available too, Joel.
I sure love me some bacon. My local butcher, they've got the best bacon.
Those local butchers work directly with Stumbling J Livestock, and Stumbling J can butcher at a USDA plant to sell fresh meat straight off the farm.
Hey, Corey, how do you know so much about Stumbling J and their livestock?
Well, Joel, I read the script.
Man, let's eat. I'm hungry. Oh, man. I just found a cow pie with my new boots.
Yeah, I thought I smelled something. Don't worry, it'll wash off. Stumbling J Livestock Incorporated is located in Shed, Oregon. You can contact them at 541-409-5650. 541-409-5650.
Do you wake up in the morning in a slump? Looking for a new career or change of pace? Well, let Northwest Trucking Academy be your source. Dave Stahl and his team of highly experienced instructors will give you the skills you need. Whether you have no idea what the brake pedal is or you just need a refresher course, Northwest Trucking Academy will give you a customized training program to meet your needs. In as little as 4 weeks, you can be on your way across the country with your new career. Located on Highway 99 in Tangent, Oregon, Northwest Trucking Academy will get you ready for a new, fast-paced, and highly rewarding career. Give them a call at 541-248-3461 or look them up online at nwtruckingacademy.com. Classes start the first Monday of every month, and don't forget to use promo code MOXIE. That's MOXIE, and receive $100 off your tuition.
Now back to Northwest Dirt News from the Jetstream Aquamassage Studio, live on Spreaker Radio.
Okay. Much needed break there.
Dude, I've never seen you run so much in a night.
It's been crazy.
Is your personal trainer saying you need to get more cardio in or something?
No, I couldn't do more cardio at this point.
Are you working on your Hawaii body for next year?
Yeah, I tried to work on that Hawaii body thing. It didn't work out real well for me.
Yeah, we know.
I worked on it really, really hard for about 7 weeks before I went to Hawaii, and I left weighing the same.
Really?
I mean, I had more muscle on me, but I weighed the same. Whatever. Anyway,
It happens.
So
Moving right along.
we're gonna move along. So have you now? I know this was here last year, the Shaw Brooks Driving School at Willamette Speedway. Were you a part of that with Drager? I know the car was there.
I was not. Drager, Matthew went. That school, you talk about going to Racewise, the Mark Bush School for chassis setup. Combine that with the Brooks Shaw Driving School, where it's Kevin Shaw and Wayne Brooks in a race car at the Speedway, turning laps. I'll tell you what, combining those two classes together can only make you a better racer.
Well, and you're making my point. I'm glad that you said those words, make you a better racer. You look at the people that attended that school last year, 2 track champions came out of that class, multiple first-time winners, Drager being one of them at the Strawberry Cup. And I'm not saying it's all because of that class, but the knowledge that you acquire at something like that, learning from masters like Kevin Shaw, Larry's son, and Wayne Brooks, and what they're going to put in your head on setup.
They're gonna go out there in your car and help you set up and understand your own car even better.
Exactly. And here's the thing is that you go back to the Mark Bush School and you learn the theory of chassis setup. You learn the theory of adjustments, how the mechanics of how it's supposed to work.
Right.
The engineering behind it, which you take all that and you're like, okay, I'm not an engineer. I'm a race car driver. How the heck does this apply to me? And then
Who are
go-
you, Tom Cruise?
No,
Cole Trickle.
I'm Cole Trickle right here. But,
So, but what's cool
then,
about it-
Then you go out to the Brooks Shaw Driving School. Wayne Brooks goes in your car and then goes out there, turns a couple laps, and makes you look stupid. And then he comes back in and says, "Take that, move it here, do this, do that," and you sit there and you